Hey, adrenaline junkies. Welcome to Police Pursuit. Today we launch a new, fresh series when people messed with the wrong cops. Every reckless choice flips on instant justice mode. Buckle up. Let's roll right now, folks. On July 31st, 2021, a trooper observed a black Chrysler 300 performing donuts in the middle of an intersection on Jonesboro Road. When lights were activated, the driver immediately fled, accelerating at high speed and initiating a pursuit.
Clear westbound Ferguson for Metro. Crossing Quaker.
Two flat tires, yeah.
Clear crossing Quaker Street on Metro for Ferguson for Norfolk.
The situation escalated as the driver tore through city streets, driving recklessly and even cutting through a parking lot, putting pedestrians at risk. After striking a curb, a rear tire blew out, but the driver continued fleeing at speed, nearly hitting multiple vehicles before entering GA 166.
We are turning right onto the connector.
Can't do it right now.
Clear, turn right onto the connector. Left lane, we're going 35, 85 north, past the 156.
We're on 156.
An initial pit attempt failed to rotate the vehicle. With a blind intersection approaching, the trooper made a decisive second move, applying a more forceful pit that successfully broke traction, spinning the Chrysler off the roadway and into a parked tractor trailer, ending the vehicle pursuit.
Fire road, he's going to try to pin him again. Clear northbound, approach your fire. Clear northbound, approach your fire, and step for a second foot.
Look out.
It's successful, 1050.
Both occupants fled on foot. A taser was deployed but missed, and the driver continued into a wooded area before being tracked down and arrested. When control starts slipping, escalation becomes inevitable, and the stop always comes, one way or another. The incident concluded with the driver being apprehended after a brief foot pursuit involving Corporal Ennis and Atlanta PD Officer Gordon. After abandoning the vehicle and attempting to flee the area, the suspect was quickly tracked down and taken into custody. Notably, Officer Gordon's body camera was not activated during the incident. On January 2nd, 2023, Georgia State Patrol units assisted East Point PD in locating the stolen Jeep driven by 19-year-old Matthew Gaskins, wanted on multiple felony warrants across several jurisdictions. As officers moved in to serve the warrants, Gaskins immediately fled, accelerating down Washington Road before cutting into a residential yard, attempting to break contact in tight space. Troopers responded with a series of pit maneuvers, repeatedly disrupting the Jeep's movement. Despite striking multiple vehicles, Gaskins forced his way back onto the roadway, continuing the escape into a nearby parking lot. There, another coordinated set of pit maneuvers finally broke control. The Jeep slammed into a power pole and was disabled. Gaskins was taken into custody without further incident. When pressure is applied in layers, escape options collapse, and the stop becomes inevitable.
Please turn off the vehicle and put your hands on the steering wheel. Please turn off the vehicle and put your hands on the steering wheel. Please turn off the
At approximately 10:03 p.m. on June 7th, 2024, North Little Rock Police, along with Arkansas State Police, pursued a fleeing vehicle through multiple roadways in Pulaski County. From the start, the suspect drove aggressively, accelerating through red lights and blasting through intersections without slowing, forcing other motorists to brake hard or swerve to avoid collisions. The red SUV weaved aggressively through traffic, making sudden lane changes and squeezing through tight gaps between vehicles. At times, it straddled lanes while pushing past traffic at high speed, coming dangerously close to multiple civilian vehicles. Meanwhile, pursuing units maintained formation, steadily closing the gap and restricting the suspect's room to maneuver. The pursuit continued onto a bridge and toward a highway ramp, where space became limited while speeds remained high, increasing the risk. Seizing the moment, an Arkansas State Trooper moved in from behind and executed a decisive pit maneuver, making contact and causing the SUV to lose control, veer offline, and come to a stop in the roadway, effectively ending the chase. From another angle captured by a trooper's dashcam, the situation becomes even clearer as the suspect continues to accelerate despite being closely pursued. From behind, each approach is calculated before a decisive pit maneuver is executed. Officers quickly moved in, sealed off the scene, and took the suspect into custody. After all the reckless weaving, red light violations, and desperate attempts to escape, it only took a single, precise pit maneuver to shut everything down in an instant.
Guys, hey Dennis, hey, hate to be the one to tell you this, but it sounds like
On
you
March
got
5th, 2021, a Carroll, Iowa police officer climbed onto the hood of a moving vehicle with his weapon drawn while attempting to arrest Dennis Guider Jr. on an outstanding forgery warrant.
One step
Instead
at
of
a time so we
complying,
can identify
Guider continued driving, escalating the situation within seconds.
You got anything on your person, man? You got anything on you? Any weapons or anything like that? What's up? Awesome. Okay, go ahead and step out. Hello? Go ahead and step out, man. Yeah, reach. Unbuckle your seatbelt and step out of the vehicle. Yeah, what's up?
The officer was ultimately thrown from the vehicle, suffering a severe back injury. Despite later arguing that the officer compounded the situation, Guider faced sentencing for felony serious injury by vehicle.
Stop the car, man! Stop the car! Stop the car! Stop the fucking car! Stop the fucking car! Stop the fucking car! Stop it! Stop the car! Stop the car! Get off the fuck! Put on the goddamn brakes! Put on the fucking brakes! Put on the brakes! Stop the fucking car! Stop the fucking car, man! Jesus! Stop the car, man!
What began as a warrant arrest quickly turned into a life-altering incident. When compliance is ignored, every second raises the stakes, and the consequences don't stop when the vehicle does. On August 21st, 2021, an officer observed a Toyota traveling 55 in a 45 miles per hour zone on Morgan Road. When emergency lights were activated, the driver, Teresa Morgan, refused to stop, ran a stop sign, and accelerated away, initiating a pursuit. The situation escalated quickly as she continued speeding, weaving through multiple roads and even crossing into oncoming lanes while taking curves at high speed, showing complete disregard for traffic controls.
Get ready to get out.
Near Stagecoach Road, the vehicle suddenly slowed and drifted toward the shoulder as the driver reached toward the center console, introducing a new level of risk. Recognizing the moment, the officer executed a precise pit maneuver, breaking traction and rotating the vehicle to a complete stop, ending the pursuit.
Get your ass out! Get your ass out! Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Get out of the car now! Get out! Get your ass out! Get out! Put your hands behind your back. What are you reaching for? Put your hands behind your back. What are you reaching for in there?
Morgan was taken into custody, showing clear signs of impairment, and was charged with DUI and felony fleeing. Once the decision to run is made, every action that follows pushes the situation further out of control, and the ending becomes unavoidable. During the search, officers recovered a small amount of cash along with multiple folding knives carried on the suspect, highlighting the level of potential danger present from the outset.
Is there anything else? Any more than?
At approximately 3:38 p.m. on December 5th, 2024, Arkansas State Troopers assisted the Baxter County Sheriff's Office in locating a vehicle reported stolen from County Road 69. After the suspect fled an initial stop, a trooper quickly spotted the vehicle speeding along State Highway 5 and immediately activated emergency lights and siren to initiate a pursuit. The vehicle accelerated past 100 miles per hour, weaving through traffic and pushing through a busy roadway. At one point, the suspect nearly struck a deputy while trying to escape. Despite the danger, troopers maintained controlled spacing, coordinated over the radio, and stayed with the vehicle while minimizing risk to other drivers. The pursuit came to an end when officers decided to intervene. A well-executed TVI maneuver sent the vehicle out of control, causing it to leave the roadway and roll over along the shoulder. Officers moved in quickly, secured the scene, and took the driver into custody. The suspect was identified as Vincent Walrath. After receiving medical attention for minor injuries, he was transported for processing. The incident is a reminder that a single decision to flee can spiral out of control in seconds. At high speeds, every mistake has immediate consequences, and these pursuits rarely end in escape, but in a crash and arrest. The TVI was executed at the decisive moment. The patrol vehicle closed in, offset slightly, and struck the rear quarter of the suspect's car, instantly breaking its traction. The rear swung wide, sending the vehicle into an uncontrolled spin before it was forced off the roadway and flipped onto the shoulder. It all happened in a split second. The pursuit ended right there. Fond du Lac County, Wisconsin, June 21st, 2025. What began as a reckless driving complaint quickly escalated into a high-speed pursuit with dangerous consequences. Witnesses reported a vehicle running a red light and nearly hitting a family in Rosendale. Moments later, a state trooper clocked the same car traveling over 90 miles per hour, and a K-9 deputy confirmed speeds reaching 102 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone, before any officers had even attempted to stop.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! You're gonna get bit with a dog! Put your
Despite activated lights and sirens, the driver refused to pull over and drove erratically. When deputies finally made contact, the suspect spun his tires and turned the wrong way onto I-41, directly endangering nearby stop traffic. Fearing a potential tragedy, a deputy used his squad car to push the vehicle safely into a ditch, ending the pursuit.
Get the f out of the car! Back up, back up, back up, back up!
I didn't copy it. I heard something about Ram.
He's trying to ram him. Fell to them.
Tom Collins, Blair. 54151, are you coming with your TPD?
You're gonna get tased. Turn the car off. I don't care. Turn the car off. Do it now. Turn the car off. Turn the car off.
The driver, identified as 49-year-old Stephen Jones of Ripon, was removed from the vehicle and arrested without further incident. He now faces multiple charges, including first-degree recklessly endangering safety and fleeing law enforcement. His bond was set at $50,000.
Oh my God! Get out of the car!
Oh, my fucking pacemaker! Oh my God! Oh, my pacemaker's going off! Oh my God, my pacemaker's going off!
Put your hands on your back!
My pacemaker!
Put your hands on your back!
My pacemaker's going off!
Now!
The pacemaker's going off! Oh my God! I'm sorry, this is not me! Somebody can control my pacemaker!
Where are you going?
The incident began when multiple drivers reported a reckless pickup, later identified as Grant Billings, as deputies attempted to stop. He immediately accelerated, triggering a pursuit and pushing into dangerous speeds within seconds.
Alright, just give us a radio. We're south on Virginia, on Hammond Avenue, 893, 6. Actually, 24 pits. Bill Pitt, we're still south coming out. BD5 right now.
The situation spiraled quickly. The truck nearly spun out, blew through a busy intersection, then continued into residential streets, cutting across front yards and forcing officers into close contact. Collisions followed, with patrol units struck and deputies injured during attempts to stop the vehicle.
Light traffic, speeds are 75, going through the light, it's bucking in.
Yeah, they're just going to loop around back to the front. Never mind, he's going to go to the dead end of Knox Drive.
At one point, a deputy moved in to open the passenger door and prepared to fire, but held off after spotting a woman inside. Moments later, more deputies were hit. One pinned against a vehicle. Another struck on the ground as the driver kept pushing forward.
Get him off. Get him off the road, Robert.
Recognizing the threat, Sheriff Neil Jump stepped in directly, using his own truck to execute a decisive pit maneuver, breaking the vehicle's control, spinning it out, and forcing it into the median. Billings was taken into custody and now faces multiple charges. When a suspect turns a vehicle into a weapon, hesitation disappears and stopping the threat becomes the only outcome. On March 11, 2023, at approximately 3:17 a.m., I observed a Dodge Charger and a Tesla Model 3 racing westbound on I-20 at Moreland Avenue, reaching speeds between 140 to 150 miles per hour while weaving through traffic. I clocked the Dodge Charger at 167 miles per hour as it exited onto Capitol Avenue. I attempted a traffic stop on the Tesla, which made an evasive maneuver from the ramp and re-entered I-20, initiating a pursuit. The Charger continued off the interstate. The Tesla flat onto the I-75-I-85 connector southbound, driving recklessly and nearly causing several collisions. When traffic opened up near the University Avenue exit, I executed a pit maneuver. The Tesla spun out, hit my patrol car, then struck the median, becoming disabled. Corporal Holman and I drew our weapons and detained all occupants. The driver, identified as Joseph Smith, was removed and handcuffed.
Baby in this car? Alright, get out of the car one by one. Hop out. Hop out. Get out. Out quicker. Let's go. On the ground. On the ground. On the ground. Come on. On the ground. On the ground.
Smith exhibited signs of intoxication and consented to a blood test. He was taken to Grady Hospital, where he was treated and later released. Warrants were issued and entered into GCI-CNCIC. Two Florida suspects were spotted breaking into cars at Lion Creek before jumping into a Toyota Camry and fleeing as officers moved in, triggering a pursuit that quickly spilled into a busy retail area.
Change of plans ready on 1080 eastbound on Highway 54 plan there.
The situation escalated fast when the Camry went the wrong way on GA 54, blasting through one of the busiest intersections at around 85 miles per hour with heavy traffic all around. Every second carried a high risk of a major collision.
We're back on the right side of the road. Back up 54, 74, 85 miles an hour. Clear.
Officers closed in and attempted a pit, striking the vehicle twice, but it still held its line and kept going. Only after the pursuit shifted onto a side street did an officer wait for the right timing, then delivered a decisive second pit, breaking traction, rotating the car and forcing it to a stop. Both suspects bailed out and ran, but were quickly captured after a short foot chase. Inside the vehicle was a large amount of stolen property. When chaos is pushed this far, it may stretch out, but control always comes back and the ending is inevitable. On June 5th, 2021, a deputy in Georgia initiated a traffic stop after spotting a black Mazda speeding over 90 miles per hour on I-16 with no visible license plate. Instead of stopping, the driver accelerated, triggering a high-speed pursuit that quickly turned reckless and dangerous. The chase reached speeds of up to 118 miles per hour, with the fleeing vehicle weaving through traffic, passing on the shoulder and sideswiping another car. Despite the danger to other motorists, deputies maintained pursuit and performed a tactical petit maneuver that successfully disabled the vehicle and brought it to a stop.
Seven outside. One seven outside. One seven outside.
Both suspects immediately bailed out and fled on foot. One was quickly apprehended by a K-9 unit, while the other was taken into custody shortly afterward. A search of the stolen Mazda revealed multiple narcotics and a cache of stolen identification cards, adding serious drug and identity theft charges to an already lengthy list of offenses. The pursuit ended without injuries, but underscored the risks posed by fleeing suspects on public roadways.
You been drinking? Alrighty.